Good morning, class 9th. This is chapter 2, session 6, grooming. Now let us read about grooming and its importance. Grooming is the process of making yourself look neat, tidy, and smart. The way you dress and groom can either send the message that you are confident, smart, and sincere, or possess opposite qualities. Dressing and grooming are important because they help us look smart, feel confident about ourselves, make a good impression of ourselves. Now let us read about guidelines for dressing and grooming. Clothes should be clean, neat and ironed. Shoes should be clean and polished. Change socks every day and always wear clean socks. Keep accessories like belts, jewelry and so on simple. In certain jobs, display of bodily tattoos and piercing is not accepted. Next we have hair. Hair should be washed regularly to keep clean. Simple hair styles and well combed hair gives a smart look. Next we have face. Face looks clean if you shave regularly. Mustache should be neatly trimmed. Teeth should be kept clean without any stains. Brush the teeth twice a day to maintain dental hygiene. Avoid eating pan or chewing betel. So children, this was your last session in chapter 2. Good morning, class 9th. Two units we have finished. The first unit was communication skills. Second was self-management skills. And third unit is information and communication technology skills. So today we'll read about ICT. Now ICT stands for Information and Communication Technology. It includes a diverse set of technological tools and resources used to communicate, create, disseminate means transmit for transmitting, store and manage information. ICT includes computers, the internet, broadcasting technologies like radio and television, and telephony. In digital technology, translation of information is now people use technology every day at home and at workplace. ICT tools enable anytime, anywhere access to information and resources. The various ICT tools that are used include computers we use at work, smartphones through which we talk, internet for getting information, communicating with others through email and social networks, watching movies and TV shows, and so on. For example, to find a job, we may have to search the internet for job openings, create a resume on a computer, use email to send the resume, send messages through our phone to communicate, appear for telephonic interview, and get our offer letter through email. ICT skills help us to communicate, run our business, and stay connected with our family and friends. Hence, every person needs to acquire ICT skills and build them to stay updated with the latest software and applications. Now, children, information can be recorded or stored in many ways. It can be handwritten on a paper, typed using a typewriter or a computer, and so on. When information is stored and recorded on electronic devices, it takes on a digital form. ICT devices are tablet, smartphones, and laptops as shown in this picture. As a student, we should be able to identify and understand the function of the main components of a typical information and communication system, as well as the functions of various computer peripherals. It will help us to effectively utilize the knowledge and skills of ICT. The basic ICT skills that we need are knowing how to operate computers and knowing how to browse the internet for collecting, storing, and disseminating information. Disseminating means transmitting. Now let's see how do we use ICT at workplace. ICT has become part of our workplace in all sectors of economy, right from carrying out money transactions through the online banking system to development of textbooks or research papers in educational institutions. At workplace, we use different computer software and applications to complete tasks like making documents, calculations, tables, graphs, and so on. We can also use applications to do everyday work like buying things, booking train or bus tickets, internet banking, and making online payments. Modern ICT employs a variety of media forms, which includes text, graphics, animation, audio, and video. It also involves creating, managing images and documents, gathering and processing data, and presenting them, working with audio and video tools to create media rich communications, and so on. Therefore, employees are expected to possess a sound knowledge of all these to work independently on various software and computers. Now let's see how do we use ICT at home. These days, most of the people uses television for entertainment and phones for calling up other people. New devices such as smartphones with an internet connection are now being used to stay connected with family and friends on a regular basis through social media networks such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We use computers and mobile phones for talking to each other, sending and receiving information, watching videos and news, listening to music, and playing games. We can visit the sites and know about the ICT activities which are being carried out in various sectors. Children, these are some sites which we can visit for more information about the activities being organized in these sectors and understand the benefits of ICT in searching, collecting, and using information for different purposes. Children, first session is over. Now we will read session 2, ICT tools, smartphones and tablets, part 1. Smartphones and tablets are becoming more and more important as most people carry them around and use them in daily activities like sending emails and messages, sharing pictures, and so on. Without these, most people cannot work with others. The spreading of an idea or of news occurring somewhere in the world is now possible through social sites on the internet. As long as one person is able to connect to the internet and express their view about a situation or simply about an idea, then the information that individual will want to share will get out into the world. Smartphones are now being used to stay connected with social media and exchange information. Children, mobile phones are ICT tools for talking to people, but smartphones are more advanced. With a simple mobile phone, we can only make phone calls and receive calls. With the smartphone, we can make calls and do things that we normally do using a computer, such as browsing the web, sending emails, making video calls, playing games, listening to music, watching movies, and much more. Smartphones are also called mobile phones as we can use them anywhere at home, in office, or on the road. They do not need a telephone line. They use wireless networks to make calls and to connect to the internet. Some of the popular operating systems for smartphones are Android operating system, Apple, and Windows Mobile. Next ICT tool is tablets. For some activities such as reading a book for a long time, the screen of a mobile may be too small. For such activities, we can use a tablet. A tablet is a mini computer with input, output, and processing functions that are all combined into one touch screen, where we can do various tasks just by touching its screen. It is bigger than a smartphone, and we can perform all the functions that one can perform on a computer or a smartphone. Next, we have TV and radio. TV and radio are being used as an ICT tool since a long time. Radio is used to broadcast audio, while TV is used to broadcast audio visual information to many people. Radio and TV are used for both entertainment and to learn new things. We can hear news, songs, stories, speeches, cricket commentaries, and so on radio. While TV is used for watching movies, news, weather forecast, songs, cartoons, and educational lectures. Now let's read about the applications or apps. How does a smartphone perform so many functions? It does so with the help of software applications or apps. On the screen of a smartphone or tablet, we see a lot of small pictures or icons. If we touch these, they start programs or functions required for watching movies, playing games, using camera, and so on. Apps are software programs, a set of instructions, or a set of modules or procedures that allow for a certain type of computer operation. Now let us read about some of the differences between smartphone and tablet. The screen size is smaller in smartphone, whereas tablet has a bigger screen. Watching a movie or making changes to a picture is difficult in smartphone, whereas watching videos and making changes to a photo is better and easier due to bigger screen size in tablet. We need to charge phones more often, whereas in tablets they have a longer battery life. Smartphones comes with different storage capacities, but phones with high storage are costly. Whereas tablets have a higher storage capacity, they can store more pics, videos, and apps. So, children, with this session 2, ICT tools, smartphones, and tablet 1 is finished. So, that's all for today. Thank you very much.